Hello, this is Ray Main here again with today's Bible reading. Today we're going to be reading in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12. It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth, such an one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, God knoweth, how that he was caught up into paradise, and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter. Now hold on just a minute. I want to stop here just a minute, and I bolded and underlined these verses for a reason. Do you remember back in the book of Acts? You can read this, and what in the world was that talking about? I want to throw something out here, and I want you to go back and read chapter 7 in the book of Acts. Remember when Stephen was stoned? He was taken before the priesthood, and he recounted the things that he did, and he accused the priesthood, and they stoned him to death. Could it be that this 2nd through the 4th chapter, this is Paul talking. At that time his name was Saul. Go back and read that and see for yourself. Is this Stephen that he's talking about? That's just one of the little secrets that's hid. See if that's not right. Okay? I'll leave that with you. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me, and lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Let me stop right here for another second. I've heard a lot of men preach, and I'm sure you have too, that they use this 9th verse to say that the thorn in the flesh, that Paul was sick. I've heard people say that, using some other scriptures, that there was something wrong with his eyes and all like this. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gotten old enough now that I've had a little experience, and consider this. I'm not saying this is the way it is. I'm just asking you to consider. Paul was he was traveling with a group of men. And if you have never experienced the fact of someone saying that they're your friend and yet they're working against you, then you've missed out on an opportunity of an experience. I believe that God allowed someone to travel with him that was all the time picking at Paul. He was all the time working on his spirit. He was all the time acting like a thorn in the flesh. But that was good for Paul, so he had to put up with it. There again, consider that. See if that doesn't ring a bell with you. Okay? Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. I am become a fool in glory. Ye have compelled me. For I ought to have been commended of you, for in nothing am I behind the very chiefest apostles, though I be nothing. Truly the signs of an apostle were wrought among you in all patience, in signs and wonders and mighty deeds. For what is it wherein you were inferior to other churches, except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you? Forgive me this wrong. Behold, the 3rd time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you. For I seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for the parents, but the parents for the children. I will very gladly spend and be spent for you, though the more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you with guile. Did I make a gain of you by any of them whom I sent unto you? I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walked we not in the same spirit? Walked we not in the same steps? Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto you? We speak before God and Christ, but we do all things, dearly beloved, for your edifying. For I fear lest when I come I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults, and lest when I come again my God will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness and fornication and lasciviousness which they have committed. Once again, this goes back to, it sounds like at the last verse that this kind of cut off in the middle of the story, doesn't it? But that's the way the Bible is divided up now, and that's the way that I've got it set up that I'm trying to do, so we'll end it right here. I'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, when we'll be doing chapter 13. Have a blessed day.